Hello and good morning. Welcome to the Channel 7 News. This is your host, Andrea. Good morning. How you doing today, my darlings? Welcome to the Channel 7 News. On today's this news, is your host, Andrea. It's a new month. What is going on too? What is going on? What is up? 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 Happy Women's History Month. It's a new month. Oh God. I sleep calling my name. Mm-mm-mm. Do anybody know how to pin those stuff at the front of your page? I'm always having a hard time pinning that. So Women's History Month is to celebrate all the women who have, well, I guess it's, I don't know if it's a worldwide thing, but it's in America. You celebrate all the women who did good. Like, do I have a name of one of them? Could I put Miss Obama, Michelle Obama in there? Yeah, she could be celebrated as a. You celebrate all the women who did good. Like, we could celebrate ourselves too, even though they don't give us a thing. Women's history. It's for all women, not just for all the women who got a plaque. Why not? Mm. You mightn't did as much as they did, but we gotta be celebrated. Oh my God. Don't you think so? I think that he need to press one more time. He's making that weird sound. This is at 19 degrees. Can you imagine? It's a cold day. Hello. How is everybody doing? Welcome to the live. I'm live on two channels. Live with Andrew J and Andrew Jacobs 2. So guys, if you have not subscribed to both channels, please do so. say feel like 20, but it's 32 degrees. It's 32 degrees right now. Like my woman. Should I change this? I had this for a long time. Happy Women's History Month. Women's History. You guys know any woman we should be celebrating today? First of all, we should celebrate ourselves first. Why we have to go celebrate other people? We celebrate ourselves, then we celebrate all the women who did greatness around the world, in America or whatever. And then we gotta get recognized too. Women's History Month. Not because we didn't make it on the plaque mean we can't be celebrated. Mm, you think so? Guys, double tap the screen as you come into the live. It's a cold day here in America. Cold, cold, cold. Anybody want some aqua? Cold blood bleed. Uh, mm. I can't wait for this cold to be over. But then it comes with the warmness. Comes with, guys, please, as you come in, say something. Tap the screen. Subscribe to the channel if you subscribe already. Thank you. So anybody, so we're streaming through restream. So I streaming on 2 channels right now. My main channel, Life with Andrea J. These people kind of mess up my monetization. I'm trying to get my monetization, my second channel up to 1K. So guys, help me. If you under Andrea Jacobs too, if you have not subscribed, please do so. Kindly do so. I appreciate it. And don't just subscribe and don't come back. When you subscribe, you come into the live and you say something. I know there's thousands of people around the world. You have to go watch. And you're like, okay, she's boring. I don't want to hear. Well, can you imagine America attack Iran? We gotta be careful. Oh God, what a piece of wickedness. I would never like to go in the military. I have boys, but I'm not sending none of them in the damn military. Mm-mm. Even though we could get killed anyway. But I'm saying that's crazy, isn't it? What a piece of wickedness. I would never like to go in the military. I have boys, but I'm not. Mm? How about you guys? Do you have boy kids? Would you ever send them into the military? Do they really know what they're getting into when they go into that stuff? They should know, isn't it? They think it's like playing. Hi, TZ, I'm on my other channel now. So hi, Emmanuel and Kizzy, KTSWTY. Hi, I couldn't see it because I was on my main channel. Yeah, welcome to the room. Subscribe to my backup channel, this so please and thank you. So, what woman you think should be recognized as a woman under Women's History Month? Any special lady that should be recognized that doesn't get recognized on this Women's History Month? As I said, we should get recognized. All women should get recognized, even though we're not up there like the top tier. But then you recognize all other people who are doing something really good for the country, for the state, for the whatever. Piece of tiredness come over me all morning. I'm trying to get my son ready for school. All his tiredness now hitting me now. I'm tired now. Mm. Anybody know how to start a kids channel? How to really get these videos up here? Hmm? Free with ads. I'm always trying to figure out. I watch so much videos and trying to figure out how to make these kids channel video. And I still can't figure it out yet. The Pentagon. This is a movie. Charlotte's Web. Mm, mm. Oh, oh. Did I turn that off now? Still come back to making that stupid sound. Mm-mm. Still making that annoying sound. Why do it do that? I can't stand it when it's not doing it. Let's turn it down. One, two. Oh. Without. Why this thing don't stop on? The enemy. Who's the enemy? The enemy. Who's the enemy?
Afterward, we told them plainly, that's it, now make a deal. They arrogantly refused. We said, rebuild it, and we'll stop you again, this time far worse. President Trump, Secretary Rubio, they broke out their faceless, they bent over backwards, the real diplomacy operating halfway at the top of the piece. I was there, I was there. They said unbelievable, incredible, and over again, earnest attempts at peace. The Senate refused it. They made a simple and sensible deal. The Senate did not respond. They were stalled. Finally, trying to reload and restructure the House to restart their impeachment race. Their goal, to hold us hostage, threatening to strike our borders. Well, President Trump doesn't play those games. And as Secretary Rubio said after the Mueller raid, if you don't know, now you know. President Trump puts America and Americans first. He doesn't hesitate, and neither do our troops. The mission of Operation Epic Fury is laser focused. Destroy Iranian offensive missiles, destroy Iranian missile production, destroy their navy and other security infrastructure, and they will never have nuclear weapons. We're hitting surgically, overwhelmingly, and unapologetically. With every passing day, our capabilities get stronger and Iran's get weaker. We set the terms of this war, from start to finish. Our ambitions are not utopian, they are realistic, scoped to our interests and the defense of our people and our allies. Speaking of people, we hope the Iranian people take advantage of this incredible opportunity. President Trump has been clear, now is your time. To Iranian security forces, choose wisely. President Trump has also been clear about your fate in either direction. To the media outlets and political left screaming endless wars, stop. This is not Iraq. This is not endless. I was there for both. Our generation knows better, and so does this president. He called the last 20 years of nation-building wars dumb, and he's right. This is the opposite. This operation is a clear, devastating, decisive mission. Destroy the missile threat, destroy the Navy, no nukes. Israel has clear missions as well, for which we are grateful. Capable partners, as we've said since the beginning, capable partners are good partners. Unlike so many of our traditional allies who wring their hands and clutch their pearls, hemming and hawing about the use of force. America, regardless of what so-called international institutions say, is unleashing the most lethal and precise air power campaign in history. B-2s, fighters, drones, missiles, and of course, classified effects. All on our terms, with maximum authorities. No stupid rules of engagement, no nation-building quagmire, no democracy-building exercise, no politically correct wars. We fight to win, and we don't waste time or lives. As the president warned, an effort of this scope will include casualties. War is hell, and always will be. A grateful nation honors the 4 Americans we have lost thus far and those injured. The absolute best of America. May we prosecute the remainder of this operation in a manner that honors them. No apologies, no hesitation, epic fury for them and the thousands of Americans before them, taken too soon by Iranian radicals. Before I turn it over to General Kane for the operational update, let me speak straight to you, the Joint Force, our warriors on the front lines. This is your moment. This is the generational turning point America has waited for since 1979, and since the rudderless wars of hubris, my generation, our generation, endured. Don't listen to the noise. Just stay focused. Our commander-in-chief is steady at the wheel. We face a determined enemy, but you are better. But we must prove it every single day. History doesn't care if we're tired, if we're scared, or if the fight feels big. It demands warriors who rise anyway. Peace through strength, the warrior ethos, lethality, unity of
I
purpose.
feel
Those
this
are
hot.
not slogans. They're the beating heart of what it means to wear the uniform, that uniform. You think clearly under fire, you act decisively in chaos, you uphold the Constitution, and we uphold our country without hesitation. We are not defenders anymore. We are warriors, trained to kill the enemy and break their will. History is watching. Be the force you swore an oath to be: focused, disciplined, lethal, and unbreakable. We will finish this on America First conditions of President Trump's choosing. Nobody else's, as it should be. And know this above all: President Trump and I have your back, always. Through fire, through criticism, through fake news, through everything. We unleash you because you are the best, most powerful, most lethal fighting force the world has ever seen. May Almighty God watch over you and his providential arms of protection.
I've been involved in gardening in Yarmouth.
Godspeed, warriors, and keep going. General King.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary.
Yeah,
And,
burn
good
on
morning,
killing people and
everyone. The purpose
involved
of
in
my
gardening.
portion
You
of
know?
the briefing today is to update you and the American people on the actions taken thus far. The briefing will discuss the preparation, the planning, setting the force, the early operations, and how we're assessing the progress thus far. So let's get started. On Saturday, 28th February at 01:15 Eastern Standard Time, 9:45 a.m. local Tehran time, on the orders of the President of the United States, U.S. Central Command, under the command of United States Navy Admiral Brad Cooper, commenced Operation Epic Fury. As I said, I'm going to walk you through the initial phases of the operation. But first, I want to express my deep condolences and the condolences of the Joint Force to the Department of War personnel killed and wounded in actions thus far. As the Secretary said, they're heroes and represent the best of our nation.
Old woman
They're true
who
examples
got
of what
you here.
selfless service means.
Who the hell is you?
Deepest and heartfelt condolences are with their families, their friends, and their units.
Catherine, who the hell is you?
We'll never forget you. Additionally, I stand here before you today grateful for each service member, planner, logistician, operator across our joint force. For our Department of War civilians, our intelligence community teammates, our interagency teammates who continue.
You're acting like you ain't gonna get old one day. You might be a child right now, a teenager. One day you'll get old too. And somebody will be saying that shit to you.
I want to extend my personal gratitude to the dedicated command.
If you return 11, 12, you know, one day you're gonna get old. You'll shut the hell up.
Who are fighting this fight across the Central.
Go wipe your stinking butt and get off my page.
And Fleet Master Chief Compton, I want to highlight a few today. U.S. Army Central Command Commander Lieutenant General Pat Frank, who, along with his team, are fighting the counter-missile and counter-drone fight. United States Navy Central Command Commander Vice Admiral Kurt Renshaw and his team, who are engaged with the Iranian Navy in projecting American naval combat power from the seas. And United States Air Force Central Command Commander Lieutenant General Derek France and his leadership team, who are crushing Iranian targets from the air.
You got behind, or you gotta hide behind a big C on your page. No video. I'm coming on here talking shit. Who the hell is you? A drunker?
I also want to specifically call out United States Transportation Command and U.S. Stratcom for their contributions to this fight. We cannot project American combat power at the time and place of our choosing. And finally, I want to express how deeply thankful I am for the continued service and sacrifice of the entire Joint Force and their families. Their unwavering commitment and dedication are the cornerstone of this effort. So let me start with a few details. First, to be clear, is this was not a single overnight operation. The military
If you can't handle spice, don't eat that. They burn your tongue
and
up.
in some cases will be difficult and greenery. We expect to take additional losses, and as always, we will work to minimize U.S. losses. But as the Secretary
I
said,
need to warm up
this
all
is
these
major
things.
combat operations. So let me talk about the preparation and the planning. On February 28th, the full strength of America's armed forces came together in a unified purpose against a capable and determined adversary. The United States Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, Space Force, Coast Guard, and our reserve components integrated across our combatant commands and began coordinated operations with the Israeli armed forces of an unprecedented scale. As the Secretary laid out, our military objectives are clear. Our mission is to protect and defend ourselves and, together with our regional partners, prevent Iran from the ability to project power outside of its borders and be ready for follow-on actions as appropriate. Across every domain, land, air, sea, cyber, the U.S. Joint Force delivered synchronized and layered effects designed to disrupt, degrade, deny, and destroy Iran's ability to conduct and sustain combat operations. On the U.S. side, this marked the culmination of months and, in some cases, years of deliberate planning and refinement against this particular target set. From precision strikes against key military infrastructure to persistent intelligence and targeting integration to the close coordination of the components across vast distances, this operation again demonstrated America's reach, readiness, and professionalism, and that of our joint united force. It was historic not only in the operational scope, but in the level of joint integration displayed across every element of the joint force. And as I said earlier, this work is just beginning and will continue. So now to talk a little bit about setting the force and setting the theater. On the order of the Secretary of War over the last 30 days to reinforce deterrence and provide the President with credible options should action be required, the Joint Force began to systematically reposition assets and personnel across the region. These movements ensured that U.S. forces remained postured, protected, and ready to respond decisively for any emerging threat. This deployment included thousands of service members from all branches, hundreds of advanced fourth and fifth generation fighters, dozens of refueling tankers, the Lincoln and Ford Carrier Strike Group and their embarked air wings, sustained flow of munitions,
Cute.
fuel, supplies, all supported with command and control, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance
Okay,
network.
what was I
And the
supposed to do?
flow of forces continues today. In fact, Admiral
And
Cooper
I
will
had something
receive
to
additional
do.
forces even
I
today.
wasn't going on the
This
line.
rapid buildup of forces demonstrated the Joint Forces' ability
Oh,
to adapt and project power at the time and place of our nation's choosing. I want to highlight a couple specific cases for you. The Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group, which many of you know was down in the Western Hemisphere, redeployed across the Atlantic to set the theater. The ship, her crew,
okay,
their
I need to
families,
go
and
at
the
the
entire strike
pharmacy and
group
pick up some
took a
stuff.
deep breath and, as they always do, began planning to conduct combat operations. The integrated reserve and National Guard forces have continued to demonstrate the value of America's reserve forces, including the Wisconsin Army National Guard operating in Kuwait and Iraq, and Air National Guard units from a variety of states to include Vermont and Virginia. In the case of the Vermont Air National Guard and the 158th Fighter Wing, they were mobilized for Operation Absolute Resolve and then were tasked to take their F-35As across the Atlantic instead of going home to be prepared to support this operation. The same is with our Air National Guard and Air Force Reserve Command tanker and mobility forces, who stepped right out of their civilian jobs to deploy and to protect the region. Lastly, I want to highlight the unsung heroes of warfare, our American logisticians and sustainment force, those who quietly work every day behind the scenes to project and sustain America's combat power. Our leaders from World War II professionals do logistics. As regional tensions rose, the Joint Joint Force elevated our force protection measures on the order of the Secretary and repositioned discreetly civilians and non-essential personnel designed to ensure the safety and security of our joint force. By the time operations began, only essential forces remained on our bases and in theater, already capable to respond. So now let me move to H hour. At 15:38, 3:38 p.m. on Friday, February 27th, the United States Central Command, through the Secretary of War, received the final go order from President Trump. The president directed, and I quote, "Operation Epic Fury is approved. No aborts. Good luck," close quote. In the region, every element of the joint force made their final preparations. Air defense batteries readied themselves, checking their systems to respond to Iranian attacks. Pilots and crews rehearsed their strike packages for the final time. Air crews began loading their final weapons, and two carrier strike groups began to move towards their launching points. Across the globe, our operations centers came alive in Tampa, Florida, here at the Pentagon, and of course forward in the Central Command AOR. As always, operational security was paramount as we sought to maintain and sustain the element of surprise. This operation was highly classified so that at H hour, the enemy would see one thing: speed, surprise, and violence of action. The first movers were U.S. Cybercom and U.S. Spacecom, layering non-kinetic effects, disrupting and degrading and blinding Iran's ability to see, communicate, and respond. At H hour, the beginning of major combat operations, 01:15 local Eastern Daylight Time, 9:45 local AM Tehran time. As dawn crept up across the Central Command AOR, the skies surged to life. More than 100 aircraft launched from land, sea, fighters, tankers, airborne early warning,
So what
electronic
peace
attack,
awakeness is?
bombers from the states, and unmanned platforms, forming a single synchronized wave. This was a daylight strike based on their trigger event conducted by the Israeli Defense Forces, enabled by the U.S. intelligence community. The first shooters at sea were Tomahawks unleashed by the United States Navy, closed in on Iranian naval forces, and began to conduct strikes across the southern flank in Iran. On the ground, forces fired precision standoff weapons, measured, deliberate, precise, and lethal. This was a massive, overwhelming attack across all domains of warfare, striking more than 1,000 targets in the first 24 hours. We are now roughly 57 hours into the operation. In the initial phase, CENTCOM's focus was systematic targeting of Iranian's command and control infrastructure, naval forces, ballistic missile sites, and intelligence infrastructure designed to daze and confuse them. Coordinated space and cyber operations effectively disrupted communications and sensor networks across the area of responsibility, leaving the adversary without the ability to see, coordinate, or respond effectively. The combined impact of these strikes, swift, precise, and overwhelming, has resulted in the establishment of local air superiority. This air superiority will not only enhance the protection of our forces, but also allow them to continue the work over Iran. Over the course of the last 2 days, the Joint Force has launched hundreds of missions from land and sea and delivered tens of thousands of pieces of ordnance. The effort continues to scale. This included American B-2 bombers, which again, similar to Midnight Hammer, flew a 37-hour round-trip sortie from the continental United States, dropping precision, penetrating munitions on Iranian underground facilities across the southern flank and slightly deeper. Additionally, Israel has separately executed hundreds of sorties against hundreds of targets. Beyond Air Force and Navy aircraft strike packages, coordinated salvos of precision standoff weapons from across the region have neutralized hundreds of pre-planned targets. As I mentioned earlier, in support of these kinetic operations, U.S. Cybercom and Spacecom have continuously layered effects to disrupt, disorient, and confuse the enemy. I will note that this operation had several combat first, which I'll allow at some point in the future Admiral Cooper to talk about since he owns the AOR. While we've prosecuted a relentless offensive campaign, our defense has been equally important. Across the theater, operations have remained steady and disciplined. Once again, our integrated air and missile defense network is performing exactly as it's intended. U.S. Patriot and THAAD batteries, along with ballistic missile defense-capable Navy destroyers, continue to coordinate and execute intercepts with precision and consistency. I wish that every American could hear the voice communications like I have as these joint operations centers remain calm, focused, and cool while executing under fire over and over again. Collectively, these systems have intercepted hundreds of ballistic missiles targeting U.S. forces, our partners, and regional stability. The threat from one-way attack UAVs has remained persistent. Our systems have proven effective in countering these platforms, engaging targets rapidly. Each intercept represents hundreds of hours of training, readiness, and technology all coming together to work as designed. We will remain vigilant in the counter UAV fight. And the defense of the region is not ours alone. As the threat grew, our partners surged in beside us. Air defense batteries in Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait, Jordan, and Saudi Arabia joined the fight. Proof positive that years of training, trust, and hard-earned integration pay off. I am aware of the loss of 3 U.S. Air Force F-15Es overnight in the region. I am grateful for the safety of the crews, and we know that this was not from hostile enemy fire. As this matter's under investigation, I'll not comment further on this. Let me close. Operations will remain active across the theater and across the globe. The U.S. forces are postured not only to maintain pressure, but to respond and adapt as required. Operation Epic Fury stands as a reminder of what the United States military uniquely delivers: the ability to project power on a global scale with speed, surprise, precision, and overwhelming force when and where our nation requires it. What we've demonstrated over the past several days reflects years of investment in readiness, joint integration, and professionalism of the joint force. As major combat operations continue across CENTCOM, we remain engaged globally. America's joint force retains the credibility, capacity, and flexibility to respond to any contingency anywhere in the world at any time. To those who would test our resolve or threaten the United States, our allies, or our interests, understand clearly we can reach you, we can sustain the fight, and we can scale the fight, and we will prevail. To the American people, your joint force remains steady, frosty, calm, and focused. Your service members are trained, disciplined, and determined. We understand the risks of this mission and the weight of the responsibility that we carry. We also recognize that our families also shoulder the burden at home. You are a part of this too. I am proud today, as I am every day, to stand as a member of America's joint force. There is no mission too complex, no distance too great, and no adversary too determined for the men and women who wear our nation's uniform. We mourn our fallen, we honor their families, and we continue our mission with focus, unity, and strength. And now I'm happy to take any questions.
Go ahead. Thank you for your time. What percentage of Iranian long-strike capabilities are still in the fight, and what is our exit strategy here, and when will it be deployed?
Well, they have long-range strike capabilities, which we are hyper-focused on. Briefly got just this morning, Admiral Cooper knows exactly precisely what kind of threat matrix he's looking at, the way they might change their techniques and how we adapt to that. So we're making sure the theater commander has absolutely everything he needs. And one of the things the chairman mentioned is for months and months, even before we built up, we ensured that we had maximum defensive capabilities in theater to allow the president the decision space in the future. So even before this build-up, in the last 30 days, we discreetly brought defensive assets in to make sure, understand that there are Iranian capabilities. As far as time frame, I've never been able to hang a time frame from our perspective. Chief says terms of this fight, as I said, it's on his terms, and we'll make sure that Admiral Cooper and his team have everything they need, not just to defend. I mean, the best defense is good offense. And so we're aggressively pushing into that airspace over that southern flank to make sure that we control it and we destroy anything that moves that would attempt to shoot us. Think of it as shooting the archer instead of the arrows. That's where we want to be. And we have the kind of exquisite intelligence to get over the top, find that and destroy it. It won't happen overnight. This is a big battle space with a lot of capabilities. That's part of the reason why it's such a threat to us. That's why I talk about conventional umbrella to blackmail nuclear ambitions. They were building up this conventional arsenal in order to ensure that no one would ever block them from their ability to get nuclear weapons. So we're very clear-eyed about the nature of this Iranian threat, and we're going to get after it. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, Mr. President.
Thank you for the question. The only thing I'll add is that unlike an operation, a single operation like Midnight Hammer or Absolute Resolve, it'll take some time for us to conduct battle damage assessment, and the targeting cycle that CENTCOM will run will take those things into effect. Admiral Kicker
Yes,
will
people.
adjust his plan and fires accordingly to
He's
ensure that we're
tired.
treading that. He's focused on long-range strike capability coming out of the enemy, and that's a key and essential part of it.
Still exist on the front.
Yeah, that's what it meant when I say we're still normally we'd be able to see a
You
singular
know how long I'm up
assess
since
pretty
after
quickly.
4
He's doing offense
at
and
3.
assessment
I'm a black
simultaneously,
ass
so
is
it'll take
tired.
longer
I
for
don't
us
have a
to
doctor's
assess
appointment to
than
go
it
to.
would in a single operation.
It's not till 1:45. It's just 9:35 right now. Hey, I'm tired.
Two questions for you. The president said yesterday in his video message that we will leave Iran when we complete all of our objectives. What are our objectives? And can you share more information on how the soldiers who were killed were killed?
Well, they know the objectives, as did the chairman. They're completely nested. I mean, Iran has an ability to project power against us and our allies in ways that we can't tolerate. So whether that's ballistic missiles and drones,
I didn't like close
offensive
that door.
capabilities, effectively their navy, which would attempt to set other terms and pose different costs, drone capabilities, which we lay out there, and ultimately, this tying it back to Midnight Hammer, the president has been willing to make a deal. You can't have a nuclear bomb. Radical Islamists can't have a nuclear bomb that they wield against the world. He gave them every single opportunity. Then we precisely took it away. And even then, after that, they didn't have that. They didn't come to the table with a willingness to give it away. So ultimately, those nuclear ambitions, which never cease, are something that had to be addressed as well. So that's a discrete sense of what's being addressed here to ensure that they can't use that conventional umbrella to continue a pursuit of nuclear ambitions. And then, as it pertains to the U.S. casualties, that particular incident was, you have air defenses and a lot's coming in and you hit most of it, and we absolutely do. We have incredible air defenders. Every once in a while you might have one, unfortunately, called a squirrel that makes its way through. And in that particular case, happened to hit a tactical operations center that was fortified, but these are powerful weapons. So we're certainly, we'll do, as I said, moments like that as we remember them and we take care of them and take care of their families, only stiffen our resolve to ensure that we do this properly.
Yeah. Great. Thank you, Secretary Hexet. I had 2 questions for you. First, are there currently any American boots on the ground in Iran?
No, but we're not going to go into the exercise of what we will or will not do. I think it's one of those fallacies for a long time that this department or presidents or others should tell the American people, and our enemies, by the way, here's exactly what we'll do. Here's exactly how long we'll go. Here's exactly how far we'll go. Here's what we're willing to do and not do. It's foolishness. And so President Trump ensures that our enemies understand we'll go as far as we need to go
Everybody traps
to
them.
advance American interests. We're not dumb about it. You don't have to blow 200,000 people in there and stay for 20 years. We've proven that you can achieve objectives that advance American interests without being foolish about it. Now, will we be bold about it? Are we willing to be decisive about it? Do we put months and months of planning into what kind of effects we want to achieve? Absolutely. But going forward, why in the world would we tell you, the enemy, anybody, what we will or will not do in pursuit of an objective? We fight to win. We fight to achieve the objectives the President of the United States has laid out, and we will do so unapologetically.
Is there any significance to Israel carrying out the strike to kill the Ayatollah? And I wanted to know, what was your immediate reaction to finding out about this killing?
I think Israel did a great job in the conduct of that operation.
President Trump put a 4-week timeline.
Please.
Yeah, thank you. You mentioned during the briefing, General Kane, that there would be additional troops sent to the region. Could you say how many troops currently are involved in this operation and how many additional troops are planned to go in this next phase?
I don't want to talk specifics because that would tip the enemy off. We have more tactical aviation flowing into theater just based on the time it took to get it out there. I think we're just about where we want to be in terms of total combat capacity and total combat power for Admiral Cooper. One of the things, though, that a commander, he'll consistently assess the trajectory of the campaign. Is he on or off trajectory? And then make an ask of the joint force, which will then develop options for consideration by the Secretary and the President to either increase or in some cases decrease the amount of combat capability that we have over there.
I heard the question about 4 weeks. It's the typical NBC sort of gotcha type question. President Trump has all the latitude in the world to talk about how long it may or may not take. 4 weeks, 2 weeks, 6 weeks. It could move up, it could move back. And we're going to execute at his command the objectives we've set out to achieve. And what he has shown ability to do that other presidents can't quite seem to have the aperture to do. Well, I mean, Joe Biden didn't even know what he was doing. Is to look for opportunities and off-ramps and escalations for the United States that creates new opportunities to execute what we need on our own timeline. So you can play games about 4 weeks, 5 weeks. He has all the latitude, and I'm glad he does, because there's no better communicator than our president expressing those things. I've been in meetings with the president for the last 2.5 days. We know exactly where his headspace is, and he will communicate as he should exactly what he would like, and we will follow those orders. And I think everything he said on that is right down the middle. Absolutely. Yes, right there. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Secretary. I left my hometown of Saqqez in Iranian Kurdistan in 1996. Can you promise that I will be able to return home safely this year? And I have a following question.
I appreciate the question. I'm not here to place guarantees on that, but I think the message the president has given has been clear to the people of Iran. This is your moment. The world was seized by these crowds, and then seized by the reality of this regime killing tens of thousands of innocent protesters. So we saw the nature of the regime yet again exposed. We saw many of the Iranian people seek a change there. This is their moment to take advantage of it, for sure.
You said in Iraq, I know that no American soldiers were killed in Kurdistan. The Kurdish people are very pro-American. Will you continue to protect Kurdistan and Peshmerga as loyal ally of the United States? Why I'm asking this question? Because now Kurdistan is under attack by Iranian drones and by proxies in Iraq in the region.
I think I can speak to allies generally in the region who we've been in constant communication with. We've been standing shoulder to shoulder with them, and we appreciate their capabilities. Absolutely. Yes, right here.
Thank you. Cameron Arp here with the Daily Wire. My question is about some of the domestic threats, if any, in this right now. Is there any concerns about Iranian sleeper cells and kind of what has the Trump administration been doing to kind of monitor these
Well, across the interagency, we're in full coordination. Of course, we're paying attention to any potentialities there. This is a former regime that seeks to export that ideology, try to sow terror. We're ready for that. We've seen these types of folks before, and the American people can rest assured that we're vigilant on that.
Secretary Pete Hegseth, along with the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Dan Kane, there, talking about the Fury. The defense secretary saying it was in response to 47 years of belligerence from the Iranians, declined to set a timeline for the operation, also declined to rule out the use of U.S. troops on the ground over the course of the next several days and weeks. But he did lay out the most specific mission yet from an American official. He said the mission of the United States military is to destroy the missile threat from Iran, destroy their navy, and destroy their nukes. One of our military analyst, Steve Gaynor, what else stood out to you?
Short on details, George. I mean, they basically rehashed how they built up to this, but they really didn't tell us how the war is going, what they think the assessment looks like. And I understand operational security, but we didn't get that much out of this. And I do think that the questions here about the conventional, the umbrella that they were worried about with the Iranians building over the nuclear facilities. So what he's getting at there is that we didn't want the nuclear facilities within Iran to be protected anymore. They wanted to keep them vulnerable, but just not getting the sense of the cohesion here behind all of their arguments.
Yeah, I want to take that to our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce. Mary, the defense secretary focused on this 47 years of violence coming from the Iranian regime, declined to lay out what the imminent threat was here. He talked about the nuclear weapons; those were set back last year. He talked about the ballistic missiles. According to our Defense Intelligence Agency, Iran was about 10 years away from developing any kind of missile that could hit the United States.
Yeah, George, about 9 years away is what U.S. intelligence had concluded. The Secretary of Defense here is arguing that the U.S. didn't start this war, citing that long litany of Iranian hostilities, but he still hasn't gotten at that question of why the U.S. acted now, because as he said, there's been 47 years of Iranian belligerence. As you noted, he is arguing that they did pose a threat to the U.S. because they were developing missiles and drones that were capable of creating this conventional shield, he said, for nuclear blackmail ambition, saying that Iran had a conventional gun to their head. But again, without evidence and without specifics. Now that's their explanation for why they were acting now. But as for what comes next, the Secretary of Defense arguing that this is, not a war about regime change, despite the fact that the president has made clear he did seek to create a power vacuum here. But they are clearly putting the onus for what comes next on the Iranian people, saying they need to take advantage of this opportunity. And the secretary went to great lengths to push back against the criticism that the president long promised not to be in the business of regime change, not to drag the U.S. into more foreign conflicts. He is saying that this is going to be a decisive mission without laying out a timeline. He is not ruling out U.S. troops on the ground, and he is arguing that they are not going to be involved in a nation-building quagmire. That's how he described it, George.
Okay, Mary Bruce, want to go to Rachel Scott. She's our chief congressional correspondent. Of course, Rachel, Congress is going to have a say this week.
Yeah, George, they will. We've been working our sources during this briefing. We have new information to report. We are told by multiple sources that top Trump administration officials told congressional staff in a briefing just yesterday that U.S. intelligence did not suggest that Iran was preparing to launch a primitive strike against the United States. This is important because this does serve in sharp contrast to what the president's top administration officials and even the president had said himself, saying that our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating an imminent threat from the Iranian regime. I posed this question to the president: what exactly was the imminent threat? The president told me he believed there was a threat, but did not provide any other details. And again, we have not heard him address the nation, George.
Rachel Scott, thanks. Finally, I want to go to Ian Pannell in Tel Aviv. As we've been talking, the war has been widening.
Yeah, that's right. And interestingly, while that press conference was taking place, we heard from the Secretary of Iran's Supreme National Security Council, Ali Larijani, someone who was very close to the Ayatollah, essentially saying and posting Iran, unlike the United States, has prepared for a long war. And I think that should be a cause for concern for many of us. We saw what happened in Afghanistan. We saw what's happened in Iraq and other conflicts. And the key questions are, to what extent can Iran maintain cohesion in terms of command and control, and what extent it can maintain the ability to project strength and attacks?
So many unknowns right now. Ian Pannell, thanks very much. We're going to return now to our regular programming. For many of you, that is Good Morning America. Have a good day.
This has been a special report from ABC.
Well, right now, a national forest fire will help you change
Maggie, we bow to you, our queen. Writer, director, you're going to have to describe this film for folks, because I can't.
Well, I liked your description. The one piece of feedback I keep getting back is that it's new. You know, that it isn't like other films. It's to me, it's like a roller coaster ride of a love story between two monsters. And to me, I think it's kind of listen. I think all of us have aspects of just a little sweetness that can monstrous inside of us. And this movie is a celebration of that.
I love how you describe it like that, and I'm leaning in as you're describing it as such. A star-studded, talented cast
Yeah, amazing.
throughout, and Bang, Penelope Cruz, Christian Bale, your brother Jay, your husband, who you directed before,
Yes,
people before,
yes,
but
that's
now your brother Jay.
that's my brother
So
Jay.
how was
Although
that?
he says I've been directing him my whole life.
I'm sure it has.
But no, I love working with my brother. My brother is such a, I mean, he's so funny. You wouldn't always totally know that from some of the movies he does. He's so dramatic and like, but he's really funny and so talented. And there's nothing like working with family, you know? I mean, if it works,
Yeah,
it's really
it
special.
works. They're such a talented family, as I said to you. Jessie.
Jessie Buckley
She's
just won the SAG Award last night. Um,
she's the bride.
she's the bride. I want to tell you something.
Okay.
And I worked with her on The Last Daughter, um, which was amazing. She's like a kind of an artistic soul sister to me. What she does in this movie, I'm telling you. I mean, we were talking about the trailer. It's like nothing you've ever seen before. I think it's kind of next generation, next level acting. That girl is hot.
Have you worked with her before?
Yeah, in The Last Daughter, we worked together,
Yeah.
and I, she speaks the same language that I do artistically. I mean, one thing I love about working with actors is that they all speak a different language,
Yeah.
and you have to kind of get in and look into their eyes and into their heart and say, how do I speak to you? But Jessie, I speak to like I speak to myself.
Oh, there's a depth to you that I can't. I dig. I dig. Let's take a look at the bride right now.
What? We're gonna go digging up bodies in Potter's Field? I mean, obviously, a medical cadaver is not an option. And I really don't understand the idea behind using pieces from many different dead bodies. What was the thinking there? And sewing them together, it's grotesque. Dr. Frankenstein's got some sort of fetish.
I think that he was trying to create something beautiful.
Well, that's ironic.
That's ironic. Oh my goodness. I was wondering where this comes from. And I read that you got your inspiration. You saw a tattoo.
Yeah.
Someone had the bride of Frankenstein as a tattoo.
Tattoo on his whole forearm at a party, and I was like, whoa, what is that again? And I went back and watched the original Bride of Frankenstein movie, you know, with the hair,
Right, right,
famous
right.
iconic look. And, you know, in that movie, the bride is in it for 2 minutes, and she doesn't say one word. And so to me, I was like, I got very curious, like what else might be in this woman's mind after being brought back to life without being asked and told you're here to marry this guy. I just started to think this is an open canvas. I can do whatever I want with this. And in the end, you know, it became for me a kind of a celebration of all the parts of all of us, no matter what your hair looks like or what music you listen to that doesn't fit inside the box. This is like a cracking open of the box that the world has told us we're all supposed to be fitting in.
And I love that you keep using the word celebration. The celebration of that. Maggie, thank you. I cannot wait to see it on the big screen. I got the screener. I was like, no, no, no.
Film for IMAX.
And you're the first woman to produce an IMAX movie right here.
To make it for IMAX,
To
yes.
make it to IMAX, that is saying something right there. And this is the film for it. Maggie, all the best to you.
Thank you.
I want everybody to know The Bride is in theaters and IMAX nationwide this Friday. Don't walk, run.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
She never has. What makes you change your mind? Only on Good Morning America.
Rubs is certified fresh and all new. You in? I'm in. Actually gonna have a seat for you if I wasn't asking. I'll bring the beam then. Rubs, all new Wednesday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
This is a Charleston Eyewitness News Brief.
Good morning. It's 8:56 on this Monday, March 2nd. I'm Paul Rivera. Top of your headlines at this hour. The latest developments on the Middle East. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth this morning saying the operation to strike Iran happened because Iran posed a threat to the United States. It comes as we learn 4 American service members were killed in Kuwait. Meanwhile, Iran and Israel, they have continued trading missile fire since the escalation began. Israel focusing on Lebanon, targeting Hezbollah. Iran, meanwhile, has launched several missiles towards Israel. One hitting a small town west of Jerusalem, killing 9 people and injuring dozens of others. That's in the town of Beit Shemesh. Now, Secretary Hegseth also saying he would not put a timeline on how long this operation would take. The conflict in the Middle East having repercussions here at home as well. Today is a Jewish holiday. You'll notice heightened security at religious sites across New York City. FBI Director Kash Patel saying he's instructed counterterrorism and intelligence teams to be on high alert. There are concerns over Iran mobilizing proxies and sleeper cells. Authorities say at the moment there are no credible threats. Happening today, New Yorkers and city leaders are gathering in opposition of Mayor Mamdani's proposed property tax hikes. The mayor proposed hiking property taxes by nearly 10% last month. He called it a plan B, a last resort in the event that state lawmakers don't approve his plan to raise taxes on the most wealthy. The mayor says the hikes are necessary to close a nearly $5 billion budget gap. All right, today is one of the last cold days we'll have for a while.
It looks like that temperatures turned a whole lot warmer by the coming weekend. But today we're almost 15 degrees below normal. Taking a live look outside, the sunshine being filtered a little bit by tonight. Clouds and temperatures are still quite cold. Just 18 degrees right now in Poughkeepsie, 26 in Newark, 24 in Central Park. Our highs today are capped close to the freezing mark, so well below normal. And it feels especially cold considering we hit 54 on Saturday and we're in the 40s yesterday. Partly sunny to mostly sunny skies continue into this afternoon with those temperatures that are quite cold. As we head into tomorrow morning, and a chance for snow or wintry mix, especially areas north of the city where we can pick up a coating to an inch first thing Tuesday morning. Those showers transition to rain by Tuesday evening, but be aware of the potential for some slick spots tomorrow. Then it's all about the warming temperatures. 50s by Wednesday, could see 60s this weekend. Heather? All right, Danny, looking at 21 south of Ranch, Routes 1 and 9 south, overturned tractor trailers still out there. Southbound Routes 1 and 9 local lanes closed. 21 south, the only the right lane is open on that ramp. You can always use 78 as your alternate. Then looking at the crosswalks west, right near Castle Hill Avenue, you still have an accident that is being cleared away. So traffic is pretty slow. Potholes on the FDR Drive at southbound at 71st Street is blocking the center lane. So it's cycle lanes as you come down the FDR Drive. And alternate side of the street parking rules are suspended. The metered rules are in effect. Picture back to you.
Thank you. More local news coming up on Eyewitness News Mornings at 10. For now, stick around for live with Kelly and Mark coming up next.
The Oscars.
And Eyewitness News.
Right here on ABC7. It's live with Kelly and Mark. Today, the doctor will be revealed from the comedy Scrubs, Zach Braff. Plus, Academy Award Best Actor nominee, Wagner Moura. The performance from singer-songwriter Hunter Hayes. Also, a new game starts today. Roll for it, travel trivia. That's on live.
Bloody hell, you don't know do that. You're not my fucking. Huh? Sorry. Yeah. Can you just put that on one time and stop just pressing it? You scared the figure out me, man. Mm.
I have to warm up the cereal.
Yeah, but in the middle of it, you just stopping it.
Yeah, because I have to check it.
No, you just put it for a high number and let it go.
I already did. I already put it for
Ah,
I'm just checking it.
you know what it do? Just let it run. Damn it. Please don't say coming behind me because I don't need people who don't like to listen behind me.
I'm coming with you.
Negro,
I don't have
no.
anything to do.
Well, you should have done gone do what I tell you to do since morning. You sit down there. I
What
don't
do you
need
mean?
people who don't like the lessons.
What are you talking about?
What did I tell you to go do?
I'm gonna go glue it.
An hour later?
It hasn't even been half an hour.
Well, half an hour. You could have done do that. We've been doing all this time. Tell me what you've been doing all this time. Mind the people business in the internet?
No.
I'm freaking tired because I got up early. You gonna buy that cereal back when I eat it up?
It's when we start to feel the effects of spring. When I left this morning in my winter coat, in my UGG boots, with my hood and my hat and my gloves, my body did not know that it was meteorological spring. My body said it's dead winter. It's February 1st.
What in the Hallaberry is going on here?
Yeah. And also, I have to give a shout out to, you know, you go to these antique shops. I love an antique shop so much. I do. I love it. Um,
What in the
a shopper in upstate New
Dashi
York,
is
antique,
going on here?
was looking at this cookie
Oh,
jar.
it's fucking
Love the
different.
cookie
It's
jar.
just
So
sick.
adorable. Hey, how about that owl next to it? Isn't that amazing? Doesn't that look lifelike? That's a real owl.
Mm.
Flew in there and just took shelter on the shelf. I guess it was cold in upstate New York. Wow. And took a nap on the shelf. Now, I would have like rapped for that, thinking, oh, what an interesting. Yeah, I would have touched it. 100%. Yeah. But the person realized that it looked too real to be. Yeah. So the environmental police officers arrive. He's a brown and white owl. They gently cradled the sleeping owl and removed it from the store and released it into a wooded area where it flew into a nearby tree. I bet you it comes back. That's such a weird thing to applaud.
I have to say, he might have been hanging out with that raccoon that broke into the liquor store.
Remember the drunk raccoon? Oh my gosh, I would love to see drunk raccoon and antique shop owl.
And punch the monkey. And punch the monkey. Get all these three critters together. Another Disney movie.
Oh my god. That's a good idea, Mark. You should write that.
It writes itself.
Yeah, we've got a big show today. Zach Braff is here.
And from the secret agent,
People, goodness, I'm so freaking tired. Let's see, just keep over me. I couldn't hold it back.
For sure. And
Mm.
performance by Hunter Hay.
I tried fighting it. But I couldn't.
Before we continue, we have a very important piece of business to get into now that February has ended and March has begun.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to reveal Mark's February stump mark averages.
I have this funny feeling. It's like you remember stuff that every time I coming into spring, each season, I don't know if your body do that. You just, you just feel away. It's like, dang, March is coming. It's time to get over the sad months and get into the happy months. Which all months should be happy by it. Sometimes it still brings sad people. Each weather brings people sad. Shit. And if you let your body trick you, you just be sad all the time. You know what I'm saying? You sure will.
it's also a short month. It's also it is a short month.
Yes, it is a short month.
Okay.
In honor of your record-setting month, we are thrilled to
Whatever it don't fit, break you.
a special trophy commemorating
I give you two specific clues if you want to come with me. I said, go clean up the bathroom and go get ready.
I'm gonna get ready.
Do you have a job or something you can call? Mm-hmm.
All right, you know how this game works. You give us two statements. One is true, one is false. I have 60 seconds to decide which is the truth, and if you stump me, you will win this.
Let me just say this before we hear the statements. We're rolling out something new today with Soundbar. We've had members of our studio audience weigh in, but frankly, we found them useless. Some were occasionally correct. But now, our at-home audience can get in on the action. Just go to Live's Instagram stories and vote which statement you think is true, and perhaps Mark will agree with you, and perhaps he won't. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're going high tech.
Mm-hmm.
It's like American Idol. All
All
right.
right, Mark.
Two statements. I accidentally vacationed
Mm.
in a drained lake,
Heaven. Sheer heaven.
or I participated in a hot
Slave.
cocoa run. All
Okay,
right.
which
Let's see. Tell me about this hot cocoa run.
what in the Haba Dashi Boken is going on
You
here?
chocolate at the end, or what's going on?
Are you still here, idiot? Why are you on my life? Hmm?
What month was this? Okay, so it's not that bad.
What's going on? It's called tiredness. Tired.
Okay. Tell me about this lake. What was the name of the lake that was drained? And how long were you at this lake? Wow.
What did you do? Like, instead of enjoying the lake, what
Activity.
what activities did you do? We drove about an hour and a half to a water park in the city.
Yeah, good move. Good move. All right.
That's like a National Lampoon's Vacation style vacation.
Yeah,
You arrived and it's drained.
yeah, and the thing is low. Yeah. Okay, let's check in with the results of our home audience poll. Let's see what we got. 54% believe they were chewing on a cocoa run, and 46% said on a vacation at a drained lake. All right, this is why this is. Yeah, I disagree. I'm gonna go against the trend. I'm gonna say you accidentally vacationed at a drained lake.
You're right.
Get that thing from going like that, huh? Press it so many times and it will start making that sound. The heater.
I'll do my answer.
You mean?
See if you can beat the audience.
Making that weird sound.
What weird sound?
Turns out the
When you hear it?
is just as useless.
That noise?
Yes.
Cause it's on.
Yeah, but it don't go like that the whole time.
Huh?
It be going like that the whole time?
Yeah.
Or maybe the TV is not loud enough. I thought something maybe. Who makes that noise the whole time? I think sometimes.
Well, I don't know. I can turn it off. It might stop making that sound. No, I don't know.
Mm. Sometimes it just flow naturally. There's like, it don't be making that annoying sound every time. I know when I press it,
Naturally, what does that mean?
when I press it again, it's gonna go off.
I have no idea.
I need to make it go like that.
7 days and 6 nights in an oceanfront room, all inclusive. It's a 5
I can turn it off so it doesn't go like that. But when it's on, it usually goes like that. I thought you knew.
And maybe be having this thing high, the TV high, I don't care. It's aggravating me. Making my heart hurt when I do that.
Your heart hurt? How? You want me to turn it off then?
It's gonna get
Okay, so what do you want?
I wanted to stop making that bloody sound.
Well, I can't make it stop making that sound unless you turn it off. That's the only way. You turn it off, it'll stop making that sound.
Sing that song. See that ridiculous season.
That's the only way it'll stop making that sound. You turn it off. See? It stopped making that sound. You see what I told you?
I know, but sometimes you have it on and it don't be going like that.
Because the TV be on 100, Ma, so you can't hear it. Yeah, the TV be up on like 1,000, so you don't hear anything but the TV. How would you know that's going?
Because sometimes it just stop making that sound.
No, what's wrong with the sound?
Because
it's hurting you?
This is making my heart.
Why?
I'm just anxious.
Why, Mom?
Because
Why are you so anxious? Why? For what reason?
Stuff don't bother you?
Lips? Oh yeah, more but
Then don't solve it.
apparently I don't get the security place that I just went to.
I'm live. Remember, this thing is live now, so that phone is on live. So if you need to tap, that need to.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
You need to mute.
It's all right, Mom. I can tell you whatever.
You think that camera set
I just don't understand. I just don't get it.
All right, like I said, if you want to talk about that, you gotta mute that.
It's okay, man. It's all right.
Yeah, don't say anything else about it. No, it's gonna be okay if you're gonna still talk about it. You come and mute it if you want to talk about that.
It's fine.
Phone. People. Oh, I'm fucking tired. Okay.